What is up, guys? It is Jack, back up in this bitch with 10 Liters Fitness, and today we're talking about the POG Beef, right? Initially I wasn't going to do a video on this, but I saw Jerry Ward did a response to this, and it got me thinking. And I mean, that on top of the fact that, in case you guys didn't know, I've been a POG fan for a while now, you know, since back in the day when they would record together, you know, 2012, 2013, I started watching. And I've kind of stuck with them ever since. And to be honest with you, they were really my inspiration for getting on YouTube in the first place. So I thought I'd go ahead and comment on this beef that's been going down right now. Okay, so the way it's kind of gone down is that, so it was about 2 years ago, Vince pretty much disappeared off the channel. Right, he went away due to I believe a personal issue and the fact that he was getting a lot of hate. Now, during all that time when he was absent, Chris was running the channel by himself. But now the finances, I say there before I didn't really want to talk about that, because, you know, as they say, it's none of our business, right? As just, you know, the public on YouTube, that's between Chris, Vince, and no one else. But, you know, since they put out their response videos to one another, and they made that public, you know, it's out there now, it's up for discussion. And it is part of the debate, I would say. So, yeah, during that time in which Chris was absent, you know, the 2 years, Chris was running the channel by himself, but they were splitting the revenue from the channel down the middle, 50-50. So, after all this time, Chris finally came out and made a video hinting at, you know, at what was up, you know, like, am I leaving, what did he say? It was called, is Chris Jones done with POG for good, or something to that effect. In which he basically said that, you know, he stated the facts, you know, I've been running this channel by myself for 2 years now, with no contribution from Vince, even though we started it together. You know, and he said pretty much that he had to go off and do his own thing, you know, he'd still be on POG, but you know, it's no longer a priority of his anymore, like, something to that effect, right? And Vince got a bit annoyed by that, because, I mean, to me, it was kind of obvious, you know, what Chris came out with, you know, Vince hasn't been contributing, so, you know, why is Chris going to take it seriously? You know, he'll go to beast mode and do his thing, you know, it seems only natural. But Vince got very annoyed by that, and he made a big response video, in which he was saying that, you know, yes, I've been gone for 2 years, but I tried to get back in, you know, I tried to contact Chris and, like, meet up to record and stuff, but Chris was shunning me. And the response to that was, well, from Chris Jones, the response was a video basically stating the facts, saying, you know, well, where the fuck were you? You know, you could have still made your own videos, which is something I agree with, right? And then it kind of fell into a thing of people taking sides with Chris and Vince. And I have to say that I'm surprised how many people have taken Vince's side. You know, because I'm not one of them. I have to say that, you know, I've never been a Vince G hater. You know, as a POG fan, I was always very, you know, I was thinking, you know, I don't understand the hate on him. I'm going to be patient, because, you know, maybe he'll come back. But and you know, he has come back now. But for me, it's just too little, too late. You know, and certainly I think that's been the case for Chris. You know, when Vince was complaining that Chris was shunning him, I don't think you can blame Chris for doing that, you know. Because, you know, you have to understand that when Vince first went absent, you know, Chris was more than patient with this guy. You know, he was, you know, for the first couple months it was all chill, you know, he was like, he made the video, is Vince still in POG, you'll remember. And he was saying that, you know, Vince is going through some personal problems, you know, he's fed up of the hate he's getting, so he's taking a little break to get his shit together and compose himself. And he said, and yeah, in which he mentioned, you know, it's none of your business, but yes, we are still spinning it down the middle. Okay, at that point, from there, right, within a month of Vince being absent, you know, and within 2 months, right, you would expect, after that long, you know, Vince, who's supposed to be Chris's boy, you know, they're supposed to be friends, you would think that Vince would either start coming back and making some effort, posting videos, at least every fortnight or something, you know. But You know, he didn't post anything, and he didn't. The thing is, he didn't quit either. He didn't. You know, he didn't officially take a break. You know, he was still accepting half the paycheck, which, as we say, is none of our business. But you have to understand that for Chris Jones, if he's supporting the channel by himself, you know, he's only going to go so long splitting the paycheck in half whilst doing all the work. You know, you have to understand, even if Vince is his boy, I mean, that's not a very friendly thing to do on Vince's part, you know, to take half of the credit and the revenue for the channel when he's not contributing to it at all, you know. If he was, you know, Chris's friend, he would have stepped up and said, hey, you know what, man, I appreciate that, you know, you're being patient with me to the point that you have, but, you know, I'm not contributing anymore, you know. I mean, I'm going to have to go ahead and take a break that was longer than I thought. So, you go ahead and take over the channel, right? So you take the revenue, because I don't want to piss you off, because you're my friend, right? But, no, he continued accepting the checks, you know, time after time. And then, you know, after 2 years, he comes back and is like, you know, Chris isn't fucking with me anymore, you know, he doesn't want to meet up and shit. You're like, in my opinion, no shit. You know, I'm sorry, Vince, you know, I mean, you can't do that to a friend, you know. You can't take half their paycheck without any good reason and then just expect them to be cool with you, because you're fucking him over, you're doing him wrong at the end of the day. So I don't think you can blame Chris for kind of shunning you and moving away and doing his own thing, if that's what you're going to do to him, you know. So, I mean, yeah, I have to say that, looking at it that way, you have to, you know, I'm sorry to say it, but you have to, you know, I like Vince, and I want to see him back on POG and doing his shit again like he has been, but I'm sad that it took him this long. But, yeah, that's my opinion on it, and I can see why Chris was so annoyed in his response. But, yeah, anyway, guys, I think that's all I have to say on that today. Thanks for watching. I've been Jack with 10 Liters Fitness. I'll see you guys in the next one.